Inshallah, your teacher for scientific English teacher for the second semester.
Good afternoon. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. It's a real pleasure to be with you for our first session, for our first lesson. I will try, inshallah, to teach you English and chemistry at the same time. There are some lessons I've prepared that will deal with English and others that will be about chemistry. Okay? And sometimes we have a mixture. We will study the chemistry and English at the same time. Okay? If you're ready, if you're ready, let's get into it. Let's get started. I have prepared for you a lesson about an important skill you have to learn. But before starting, I would like to explain to you the way I want us to work, okay? Je vais vous expliquer la manière dont je voudrais qu'on travaille. I want to tell you that, listen to me, I want to tell you that you can ask me all the questions you want. Vous pouvez me poser toutes les questions que vous voulez. You can ask me all the questions you want. You can stop me if you don't understand anything. As we go, you may have some questions. Pendant le cours, vous pouvez avoir des questions. You have to stop me by saying, Madam, sorry, I can't get it. I don't understand. Can you repeat, please? Or you can ask me to translate. Vous pouvez me demander de traduire. Et je traduirai, Inch'Allah, au fur et à mesure. Mais si je m'oublie, si je vais trop vite, if I'm going too fast, you have to stop me. Vous devez m'arrêter. Je voudrais que vous travailliez sans complexe. Je voudrais que vous soyez détendu, que vous répondiez aux questions. Vous faites votre maximum. I want you, please, to do your best, to try your best, to learn English. And I want you to share information with me. I want you to make mistakes and I will correct them, no problem at all. Okay? With me, I don't want to hear people laughing. I want you to work, to do your best, to improve your level of English. Whatever this level is. If you have a very good level of English, let's improve your fluency and have a bigger, richer vocabulary. If you don't have a very good level of English, there is no problem. We will learn English and science at the same time. Yes, please do your best. All one can do is his best. Tout ce que l'on peut faire, c'est notre maximum. In English, we say, all one can do is his best. And please, I'm asking you to give your best. Okay? Do your best, the best you can, and yes, we will learn, inshallah. Excuse me? Shaban?
I said yes, we have to do our best for success in this year.
Yes, you have to do your best in everything, all the good things of life, because we can't have any good results without doing our best, without trying hard. We have to work hard. As a teacher, I will work hard to explain things to you, to teach you things. I have a lot to teach you. I will teach you, inshallah, chemistry in everyday life. I will tell you about metals. I will try to tell you, to teach you things about aluminium. I will also try to teach you things about English. Okay? For this first, I will ask you one more thing. Please, try to prepare, try to bring, essayez d'apporter a notebook or a notepad, un cahier ou un carnet, notepad, on which you would write, sur lequel vous écririez, on which you would write all the new words, all the new expressions, all the new vocabulary. Whenever you find or you hear something new or something interesting, please write it down on your notepad. Dès que vous entendez une phrase, une expression, sorry, un mot intéressant, il faut le noter sur votre cahier ou votre carnet. Because inshallah, I will try to send you the lessons. Je vais vous envoyer les cours normalement. But when you have a whole lesson, it's different from having a notepad. Quand vous avez tout un cours, c'est différent d'avoir un carnet sur lequel il y a l'essentiel. Is that clear? Do you agree? What do you think about that? What do you think?
Yes, we agree.
It's
okay, everything okay?
Of, learning English.
Excuse me, Hamza?
It's the best manner of learning English.
Yes. Yes, it's a good way to learn English. And I want you to read. Whenever I ask you to read, please try to read in order to improve your fluency. Quand je vous demande de lire, il faut lire pour améliorer, pour parler plus couramment. And if you want me to translate, once again, si vous voulez que je traduise encore une fois, n'oubliez pas, si vous voulez que je traduise, pas de problème. You have to stop me and to ask me to translate, okay? Please, can you record the session? Can you record the session? Est-ce que vous pouvez enregistrer la session d'aujourd'hui, le cours d'aujourd'hui? Can you record the lesson?
I have.
You can do that?
Science, yes.
You can do that? Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
That would be great because you would be able to do your revisions easier. Your revisions would be easier. You would do your revision easily. Okay? Vous feriez vos révisions facilement. You would do your revisions easily. And c'est plus facile, plus pratique. It would be more efficient. Okay? Quand vous avez les enregistrements, when you have the recordings. If you're ready, let's get into it. Bismillah. I will share with you the lesson, the presentation, and please let me know when you see the presentation. Can you see the presentation, guys?
Yes, of course.
Yes, madam. Yes, we see it.
Okay, this is our first lesson. It will be, inshallah, about an important skill, une compétence, an important skill, which is how to introduce yourself. Today we won't study chemistry, but I believe you'll have to learn important skills, basic skills, that will allow you to speak English fluently. Je crois qu'il y a des compétences. Skill, c'est une compétence, une habilité. There are some skills you have to learn. You'll have to learn. Il y a des compétences que vous allez devoir acquérir pour pouvoir parler couramment. To introduce yourself is important. To introduce yourself clearly and confidently is an important skill. Vous présenter. En anglais, on ne dit pas to present myself, me présenter. On dit pas to present myself. On dit to introduce myself. Vous présenter, c'est to introduce yourself. Okay? How to introduce yourself clearly and confidently is today's topic. Do you know the meaning of clearly? What is the meaning of clearly? We said to introduce yourself, c'est vous présenter. To introduce myself, c'est me présenter. What is the meaning of clearly?
Is the adjective of clear.
Yeah, clearly means clairement, like in French. Okay? Confidently. What is the meaning of confidence in English? Be careful.
Mean with the confident.
It is a word. It comes from confidence, yes. What is the meaning of confidence in English? Be careful. It resembles. But listen to me. Confidence resembles the French word. It's similar to the French word, but be careful. There are a lot of English words that look like the French ones, but which have very different meanings. Sometimes you see it's the same word. You have the feeling, you think it's the same word, but the meanings are quite different. Ok? Parfois les mots se ressemblent entre le français et l'anglais, mais attention, les sens peuvent être très différents. It's actually the case, c'est en réalité le cas. It's actually the case with this word, confidence. In French, confident, la confidence, c'est livrer un secret. C'est partager un secret. To share a secret. To share an information with a person, with a close person. In English, no. In English, confidence, c'est la confiance. C'est l'assurance. Si vous voulez dire je veux parler avec confiance, je veux parler avec assurance, you say I want, par exemple l'anglais. I want to speak English with confidence. Je veux parler anglais avec assurance, avec confiance. Si vous voulez dire j'ai confiance en telle chose, I'm confident about that. I'm confident. J'ai confiance. Yes, I'm confident. J'ai confiance. Okay? To introduce yourself effectively. Effectively looks like a French word. Ça ressemble à un mot français, effectivement. But be careful, the meanings are very different. Effectively in English doesn't mean effectivement. Effectively in English, effective and effectively means avec efficacité, efficacement. Effectively, c'est avec efficacité. Okay? Okay, guys? To introduce yourself, donc vous présentez. Don't forget that in English, we don't present yourself, we say to introduce yourself. Okay? To introduce yourself. Okay, to introduce yourself effectively, donc vous présenter de manière efficace, is an important skill to learn. Est une compétence importante à apprendre. A skill, c'est une habilité, c'est un talent, c'est une compétence. In English, a skill is the ability to do something well. If you do something well, we say you have that skill. You are skilled. Please write it down on your notepad. Skill means the ability to do something well. In French, c'est l'habilité, le talent et la compétence. Dans ce contexte, in this context, skill can be translated to competence. Dans ce contexte, on peut traduire skill par compétence. Okay? This is the first lesson I've prepared for you because I believe that as future scientists, as future chemists, inshallah, you will have to introduce yourself several times. Sometimes you'll have to introduce yourself to people, to young people, and sometimes you'll have to introduce yourself to a lecturer. Des fois, il y aura des moments où vous aurez à vous présenter à des jeunes, mais parfois non. Vous aurez à vous présenter à des conférenciers, lecturers. Parfois, vous aurez à vous présenter à des étrangers qui viendront en congrès, des étrangers que vous rencontrerez à l'étranger. Sometimes, I'm sure you'll have to introduce yourself in the future, inshallah, to foreign people, des étrangers, or to people from abroad. We say foreign people, des étrangers, or people from abroad. And you may have to introduce yourself to people during interviews. Do you know the meaning of an interview? What is an interview?
Is the talk.
You can excuse me, it's
an
interview.
Dialogue between the, for example, between the journalist and the...
Actually, in English, an interview, c'est un entretien d'embauche. Interview, we say. Here, I mean, in this case, I mean entretien d'embauche. We say an interview. Sometimes some people say interview in American English. Interview or interview. Both are correct, okay? An interview, here I mean for a job, for a position. Nowadays, de nos jours, people ask you to introduce your English. Actually, it happened to me. I remember once I went to attend an interview and I've been asked to do the interview in English. And of course, the first thing that you would be asked is to introduce yourself. La première chose qu'on vous demandera, quand on vous demandera un entretien en anglais, présentez. In order not to be anxious, in order to be clear, to be confident, to speak with confidence, you'll have to prepare yourself and you'll have to learn that skill, okay? So, let me read again. To introduce yourself effectively is an important skill to learn. As future scientists, you'll have to attend scientific meetings. What is the meaning of a scientific meeting? What is a scientific meeting, guys? What is a scientific meeting? A meeting, c'est une rencontre scientifique, une rencontre scientifique. Inshallah, as future chemists, I hope you will attend a lot of scientific meetings. To attend, c'est, to attend in English means, in French, assister. Assister. To attend, be careful. It doesn't mean to wait, attendre. Be careful. To attend in English means assister. To attend the scientific meeting. In French, this could be translated to assister à une rencontre scientifique. Please write it down. Écrivez-le, notez-le s'il vous plaît. To attend, c'est assister. Okay? As future scientists, you'll have to attend scientific meetings and interviews. You may also meet, vous pouvez aussi rencontrer. To meet, c'est rencontrer. To meet, the past of to meet is met. I met in the past with a single E, avec un seul E. I met. You may also meet foreign students, des étrangers, des étudiants étrangers, for example, or colleagues from abroad. Foreign students, des étrangers, ou alors des collègues de l'étranger, from abroad. Okay? Let me give you an example with my own experience. When I was doing my PhD, did I tell you that I had a PhD in inorganic chemistry? I have a PhD in inorganic and coordination chemistry. And when I was doing my PhD, I had to study abroad. I had to study in a lab in Spain, in Madrid. And of course, I did not speak Spanish. I had to work with people. I had to introduce myself. I had to ask them. I had to work with them. I had to live with them. So, of course, I spoke English. Okay? I had to introduce myself to the students also. I have to meet my new colleagues. I have to meet my neighbors, mes voisins, and I had to introduce myself for the first time. That's why I am telling you that introducing yourself properly, convenablement, c'est important, is important. Okay? The first thing you'll have to do is to introduce yourself. Let me read again this slide. To introduce yourself effectively is an important skill to learn. As future scientists, you'll have to attend scientific meetings and interviews. You may also meet foreign students or colleagues from abroad. And the first thing you'll have to do is to introduce yourself. Who wants to read this first slide, please? Try. I'm here to help you. Essayez, je suis là pour vous aider. Please try, and I'll be here to help you. Who wants to read?
Can I read it?
I saw a hand. I think that the first hand I saw was Marwa's hand. Marwa, please go ahead, and after that it will be Khadija and Rafiqa, okay? And the others after, inshallah, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
To introduce
Please
yourself, effectively is an important skill to learn. As future scientists, you will have to attend scientific meetings and interviews. You may also meet foreign students or colleagues from abroad.
Colleagues, yes. Yes.
And the first things you will have to do is to introduce yourself.
Thank you very much. Can you remind me your name, please? What's your name?
Bikis Marwa.
Nice to meet you, Marwa.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you very much. Don't forget, Marwa, that we say colleagues, okay? Colleagues.
Yes, ma'am.
A colleague.
Thank you.
Thank you, Marwa. Nice to meet you. What about the other? I've been asking another person. Please go ahead. Alizi, please go ahead.
Okay. How to introduce yourself clearly and confidently. To introduce yourself effectively is an important skill to learn. As a future scientist, you will have to attend scientific meetings and interviews. You may also meet foreign students or colleagues from abroad, and first thing you will have to do is to introduce yourself. Skill means habit, talent, or competence is the ability to do something well.
Thank you very much. Can you remind me also your name?
Khadija.
Can you tell me your
What?
Khadija. Nice to meet you.
Yes. Me too.
You say, excuse me, madam? Say, excuse me, madam, when you don't understand. You can say, pardon.
Okay.
You can say pardon. Aussi, pardon. No problem. I am here to make... believe me, there is no problem at all. You can make mistakes, and my goal, the aim of this lesson is to correct your mistakes. No problem at all. Okay? If you don't understand something or you want me to repeat, say, pardon, excuse me, madam. You're welcome. Thank you. Nice to meet you, Khadija. What about the others? Who wants to read? I asked. Excuse me 1 minute. I think there are some of your. No, nobody. Yeah, you. Hudayfa, Fatima Zohra, and 2 others. Maybe, Miss, you can start, and for the others, you will read the next slide, okay? Please go ahead, Miss.
Hello, madam. Can I read it?
Yes, you can. Please go ahead. Yasmin, you will read after. No problem. Okay?
Okay, madam.
Okay.
So I will start.
Please go ahead.
Okay. How
Yes,
to
please go
introduce
ahead.
yourself? How to introduce yourself clearly and confidently. To introduce yourself effectively is an important skill to learn. As future scientists, you'll have to attend scientific meetings and interviews. You may also meet foreign students or colleagues from abroad. And the first thing you'll have to do is to introduce yourself. Skill, habits, talent, competence is the ability to do something well. Thanks.
Vous avez compris cette première diapo. Est-ce que c'est clair? Is there any word you don't understand? Est-ce qu'il y a un mot que vous n'avez pas compris? You have to
yes,
tell
madam.
me. Be careful. You have. Please go ahead. Allez-y. Please go ahead.
You may also meet for it this word.
Foreign student. Foreign, c'est les étrangers. Foreign, je vous dis par exemple, est-ce que vous avez rencontré des étudiants étrangers? I say, did you meet foreign students during that scientific meeting? Est-ce que vous avez rencontré des étudiants étrangers durant le congrès, la rencontre scientifique? Foreign means that they come from abroad. Foreign, c'est des étrangers, ça veut dire qu'ils viennent de l'étranger. In English, foreign, des étudiants étrangers, ça dit foreign students. Et quand ils viennent de l'étranger, on dit from abroad. OK? Abroad.
Okay.
Abroad. Okay? Is that clear? Everything clear on this first slide?
Yes.
If it's clear, let's move to the second.
Yes, ma'am.
You will have, thank you. You will have or you'll have to learn how to introduce yourself clearly and confidently. You'll have or you will have to. Have to, vous allez devoir. You will have to learn. Vous allez devoir apprendre comment vous présenter. You will have to learn how to introduce yourself clearly and confidently, clairement et avec assurance, in order to. Do you know the meaning of in order to?
Yes.
Do you know the meaning of in order to? Dans le but de. Dans le but de. Please write it down on your notebook. In order to. In order to means dans le but de. Yes, write it down, please. In order to make a first good impression on the person you meet for the first time. Vous allez devoir apprendre comment vous présenter clairement et avec assurance de manière à faire une bonne première impression. First good impression on the person you meet for the first time. De manière à faire une impression sur la personne que vous rencontrez pour la première fois. Is that clear?
Yes.
Is this paragraph clear?
Yes.
To read, I remember that Hudayfa wanted to read and 2 other students. Yasmin
Yes, ma'am.
and Rafiqa and Hudayfa. Maybe we can start with Yasmin, Rafiqa and Hudayfa. Okay? Please go ahead.
Okay, madam.
Okay.
You will have to learn how to introduce yourself clearly. Yes. You will have to learn how to introduce yourself clearly and and confidently in order to make a first good impression on the person you meet for the first time.
Exactly. Thank you very much. Well done. What about the others? Rafiqa, and after that, Hudayfa, please.
Yes, madam. How to introduce yourself clearly and confidently. How to introduce yourself clearly and confidently. You will have to learn how to introduce yourself clearly and confidently in order to make a first good impression on the person you met for the first time.
You meet? Yes, thank you. On the person you meet. Yes, thank you. You meet because it's the present. You meet, vous rencontrez. In the past, we say you met. Okay? Thank you very much, Rafiqa. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you all, actually. Nice to meet you all. Okay. Hudayfa, please go ahead. We're listening.
How to introduce yourself clearly and confidently. You will have to learn how to introduce yourself clearly and confidently in order to make a first good impression on the person you meet for the first time.
Thank you very much, Hudayfa. Well done. Yes. Let me remind you that clearly is similar to French, c'est clairement. Confidently, c'est avec assurance. Maintenant, confidence now. Confidence, c'est la confiance ou l'assurance, ça dépend. I am confident, c'est que j'ai confiance. I speak confidently, donc je parle avec assurance. OK? OK. The first thing you should do, the first thing you'll have to do when you meet anybody is to greet. The first thing to do is to greet. To greet means saluer. Saluer, en français se dit en anglais to greet. G-R, 2 fois E-T. G-R, double E-T. To greet, saluer. Okay? To greet. Les salutations are in English, greetings. If you write, for example, an email to a colleague from abroad, si vous écrivez par exemple un email à un collègue de l'étranger, if you write an email to a colleague from abroad, a person who speaks English, and you don't know that colleague very well, it's just a colleague, he's just a colleague, you should write the email and at the end you can add greetings, salutation. For example, I have a colleague who lives in USA. Whenever I write a message to him, I say greetings from Algeria. Salutations d'Alger. Greetings from Algeria. The first thing you should do to be polite, la première chose à faire pour être poli, is to greet. And even in Islam, we should greet before speaking. As-salam qabla al-kalam. Sometimes I meet my students or some students who start talking to me without greeting. And I say, stop, start by greeting and speak after that. Be careful, you have to greet everyone, not only your teacher. If you're in a lab, you have to greet the engineer. If you are, I don't know, you have to greet everyone, your neighbors, your classmates, your teachers, everyone. This is the first step. La première étape, c'est saluer. Mais comment on salue en anglais? What to do? How to greet? It depends on the person. It depends on the day, at the moment. If it's the morning, you can say good morning. If it's the afternoon, you should say good afternoon. If you are late evening, during the evening, you say good evening. Okay? If you are leaving, si vous quittez quelqu'un, you're leaving and it's night, you can say good night. But this is not greet, this is when you leave the person. C'est quand vous quittez la personne. Otherwise, autrement, si c'est le matin, vous dites good morning. Si c'est l'après-midi, vous dites good afternoon. And if it's the evening, you say good evening. Okay? There are some of your friends maybe that need to be admitted. Yes. Okay. Is that clear, guys? Is that clear?
Yes.
You can say hello. You can say hello, hi, or hey. But be careful. This is informal. Informal in French is familier. Familier, which means that you know the person. You know the person, or the person is young. It can be that person can be, he or she can be a classmate. He or she can be a neighbor. But if you meet your teacher, usually we don't say to the teacher, hi or hey, hello. We don't say to the lecturer, on dit pas au conférencier, lecturer, we don't say hello or hi. We say, good afternoon, sir. Thank you for the lecture. Bonjour, monsieur. Merci pour la conférence. We don't say, hi, thank you for the lecture. Except if maybe you meet a young person, maybe a neighbor, a classmate, no problem. You can say hi, even hey, or hello. Okay? Is that clear? Is it clear for everyone?
Yes.
Okay. Hi. Hi.
Yes, ma'am.
Or hello. But let me remind you, be careful. It depends on the person you meet. In English, we say it depends on. Ça dépend de. We don't say in English, it depends of. No. It depends on. Please write it down on your copybooks. It depends on. Ça dépend de. It depends on. It depends on the person. Okay? After greeting, the first information you should give is, of course, your name. Your name is a basic information you should say. Start with the most important information, and the basic one, your name. I've given you here my own example, my own name. I'm Selma Aksha. I'm Selma Aksha. Or my name is Selma Aksha. If you are abroad, si vous êtes à l'étranger, you are abroad, and you meet people from different cultures. Et vous rencontrez des gens de cultures différentes, from different cultures. Those people may not recognize your first name from your family name. Ces gens qui sont de cultures différentes peuvent ne pas reconnaître votre prénom de votre nom de famille parce qu'ils ne connaissent pas votre culture. For example, students from India, scientists from India, they may not recognize your name from your first name from your last name. You can give some details by saying, hello, my first name is Selma and my last name is Aksha. My first name is Selma, my family name, surname or last name is Aksha. Keep in mind, retenez, keep in mind that the first name is the name given to a person at birth. It is the name your parents have given you at birth. Okay, the name given you at birth, the name that your parents gave you, it is shared by family. The name that is shared by the brothers, the sisters, and the parents is called the family name, the surname, or the last name. Because in English, usually we don't say my name is Aksha Selma like we say here. No, in English, usually we say Selma Aksha, first name and last name, first name, family name, or surname. Is that clear? Is it clear?
Yes, madam.
Yes.
Sometimes some people have nicknames. They have their first name, but they like people to call them differently. Sometimes the first name is complicated, sometimes it is too long, and that person prefers having a nickname. A nickname, c'est un surnom. If you have a nickname and the conversation is informal, si la conversation est familière, informelle, vous êtes avec des jeunes, vous êtes avec des gens que vous connaissez bien, ou alors des camarades de classe, vous pouvez dire, if the conversation is informal, you can add, my name, this is an example. This is an example, actually, a real one. When one day I worked in Italy for 2 weeks, and I met a scientist, a girl from India. She told me, my name is Suchitra, but my friends all call me Suchi. My name is Suchitra, but my friends all call me Suchi. And I remember because she said, keep Selma, to keep my nickname in your mind, just remember the sushi. But it's not sushi, it's Suchi. This is actually an example that I give you from that I'm giving you from my own experience. My name is Suchitra, but my friends all call me Suchi. What about you guys? Do you have nicknames?
Yes.
No.
Tell me.
Yeah.
Tell me.
My nickname is Yes.
Is?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So you can say, Zinedine has a nickname, maybe. 1 minute, Zinedine, please. You can say, my name is Yasmin, right? Is that your first name?
Yes, madam.
My name is Yasmin, but my friends all call me Yes. Or my name. Oh, yes, my family call me, my friends all call me. What about you, Zinedine?
My name is Zindin, but all my friends call me Zino.
Yes, Zini. Zino or Zini?
That is.
Excuse me?
Zino, man.
What's your nickname? Zin? Nice
Zino.
to meet you. Nice to meet you, Zin. Nice to meet you. Great. Okay. So, after greeting and giving your name, after saying your name, a polite start the conversation would be to add, nice to meet you. It's a pleasure to meet you. It's up to you. You can say nice to meet you. It's easy peasy. Or you can say it's a pleasure to meet you. This is more beautiful. It's a more beautiful English, I think. For example, if you are in a meeting, you can do the lecture, the lecture. Vous êtes dans une rencontre, vous avez apprécié la conférence, the lecture. Write it down, please. Lecture, in English, lecture, c'est conférence. The lecturer, c'est le conférencier. And usually in scientific meetings, when you like the lecture, you speak to the lecturer. You thank the lecturer. You introduce yourself and you thank him. You say, "Good afternoon, sir. Thank you very much. For the interesting lecture. My name is Selma Aksha, and I liked your lecture a lot." And lecturer will answer, "Nice to meet you, Selma," or "It's a pleasure to meet you." And I will answer, "Nice to meet. It's a pleasure to meet you too, sir." Okay? If the person says, "Nice to meet you," you should answer, "Nice to meet you too." If the person says, "It's a pleasure to meet you," you should answer, "It's a pleasure to meet you too." Is it clear? After greeting and saying your name, you should add, "Nice to meet you," or "It's a pleasure to meet you." Is it clear for everyone?
Yes.
Madam, please.
Could you repeat what does it mean, lecturer?
Yes.
Lecturer, c'est conférencier. Celui qui vous donne une conférence. Conférence. La conférence en anglais se dit lecture. Comme lecture, ça s'écrit comme lecture en français. Actually, it's written like lecture in French. The same lecture, but with lecture. Ça signifie conférence. And the person who gives the lecture is called lecturer. Lecturer. Add R. Lecturer, okay? Le conférencier. Lecturer. Did I answer all your questions or do you have one? If you ask me all the questions you have, no problem. Il faut que vous soyez à l'aise. Vous pouvez me poser toutes les questions que vous voulez. Non, pas de problème du tout. Another question?
No.
I almost forgot to tell you. What is the meaning of way? A polite way. What is the meaning of a way in English?
Way.
A way.
Method.
Path.
Manière.
Yes.
The meaning in the context or the meaning of the way, just the way. In the context or the way. Not only the context, the meaning of of a way, the word away.
A manner,
Path.
A path, a way, a path, a manner. Yes, exactly. You are right. Vous avez raison. Actually, a road. Yes, a road. Exactly. Actually, a way has several meanings. C'est un mot qui a différents sens. It's a word that has several meanings. It depends on the context. A way means. Yes.
Excuse me. We can use it in different. Yes? We can use it in different meaning.
Yes, it has several meanings actually. A way means a manner. I have found, for example, I found a way to fix my problem. J'ai trouvé un moyen de régler mon problème. It can mean the road. For example, can you please show me the way to the university? Can you show me the way to the university? Can you show me the way to fix my problem? Pouvez-vous me montrer un moyen de régler mon problème? Way means manner, ça signifie un moyen, un chemin, une méthode. Okay? A polite way to start the path, yes, c'est le chemin.
But we use it for a bad way. Example, road is.
No, a path, c'est plus petit, it's smaller only. No, listen, a road, c'est la route.